I think we will go live. Hey, everybody. Good evening, one and all. Let's see who we got in chat. I saw that Starla was here at 3:13 p.m.
She must be on the road.
Then Teapot showed up, and we got Lucy from Little Crooked Homestead. We got the Rickster. Rickster had some oral surgery yesterday.
Oof.
Does not sound fun. I swear to God, if that's Tag.
No,
Tag thinks it's funny.
it's not.
Okay, it's not Tag. Let's see who else is in here. Teapot, the Rickster, Eagle Lover Texas, and Jonathan. How you guys doing tonight? Man, beautiful day here. Beautiful day here today. It started out a little chilly, and it was, 65, 70 degrees this afternoon?
No, I think it was 80.
Just a lovely day. Although you need to start checking the greenhouse and making sure you open.
Dude, I was working in the kitchen all day.
Yeah, but it takes 5 minutes.
You can't. I wasn't outside.
Mr. Ghetto, what's up, man?
Yeah, choose your battles, man.
Takes 5 minutes.
Choose,
Not even 5
choose
minutes.
your battles.
How many times you got
freeze dry company.
How many times you got to smoke a cancer stick?
I didn't.
You didn't smoke one single cancer stick today.
Well, today when I went out to go to Dollar General.
Okay, you could have opened it up. It was closed when you went to Dollar General.
You were outside.
I win. Grateful Hearts Ranch. How you doing tonight?
Such a turd. Oh.
Okay, it was a decent week on the homestead.
Yeah.
We got some rain.
Yeah.
Got to go see the grandkids this weekend. Kind of sucked up one whole day of the weekend. Made it kind of hard to get stuff done. Let's see. I worked on the second bathroom, Jonathan. It will not be ready when you get here.
Sorry.
So you're gonna have to hold it or go outside. That's just what
you can use our bathroom.
Well, I'll put the composting toilet up in the.
He can use our bathroom. Quit.
Hey, Tammy. Hey, listen, guys. One thing. This laptop has been acting up. So if we drop off, just hang tight.
Yeah, don't go out.
Don't go out because StreamYard will keep the
feed going.
And then we'll be back.
Just takes us a minute to get back.
Tammy says, caught alive after 2 weeks of company at our place. Nice to be back. Good to have you back, too. Somebody said, Terminator said it's freezing and rain and snow mix going down to -3 tonight. Oh, man.
I'm sorry. Well, we'll be at 32 is the low for Sunday when Jonathan pulls in.
How what?
32 is the low for
I'll
Sunday.
tell you what. Hey, Hilltop Home Place and Joseph G. How you guys doing? Mrs. Hacks showed up.
Hi, Hacks.
Oh, she had a breasty chick hatch today.
Yay!
That's awesome. If you guys didn't hear that story, Mrs. Hacks is trying to build up an American breasty flock, which is a heritage meat bird, and her ultimate goal is to breed enough of them that she can start getting them into the hands of everybody else in the community,
and then eventually sell them. I think is
the plan. Well, and I'm sure we'll buy them from her. I mean, we're not gonna. Well,
hopefully I'll get my own, and that won't be an issue. But
Gypsy said he's bringing you eggs to the camp out.
Okay, cool. And so, but then if anything, then Hacks and I can trade back and forth and do whatever.
Get that good genetics going.
With the attacks and everything else that we have, who knows? I may need Hacks to hatch me out more. So
Scans Girl, how you doing? I wanted to ask you, Scans, are you from northern Louisiana or southern Louisiana? Up north or down south? Lived with a guy that was from Houma. Him and his wife when I was stationed at Camp.
You guys have already had this conversation. I thought she was close to Houma, or she knew where Houma was.
Well, everybody in Louisiana knows where Houma is because it's home of the biggest shrimp fleet or fishing fleet or something like that.
Is it Gubba?
Yeah, it's Gubba. It's down there in that territory. Actually, Houma was south of where Gubba Bump Shrimp was. Towards Joy and Freedom, how you guys doing tonight? Yoda got your.
Thank you for my salve.
Their salve. I told her
to
make
very
sure
unexpected and very appreciated.
I told her to make sure it does not get put where the puppy can get it. Just so you guys know, in case you weren't here last time, Towards Freedom and Joy, their comfrey salve is puppy tested and puppy approved. Our puppy.
Oh, and Teapot, thank you for the package, and that was amazing.
Go get it and show them
that. Well, I'd have to go all over the house. I already have the sign up in the office.
You put the books away already?
The 2 of the books are put away.
Oh, okay. Well, never.
The lamb cookbook I have out. The journal I have out so that I
she
can
was
journal.
she was excited. Teapot sent us a
man
cookbook about lamb, which is just
and
it's a
got
phenomenal book.
Cuts in there and how to do it yourself. We don't have to rely on a butcher anymore. And then even when the butcher screws up, I can fix it here. I'm just so excited about this book. And then I'll have your
I'll be right back.
order. I know you're saying the teapot that you're not sure what you want, but I'm going to send some stuff out for you and hopefully we can get Robert eating and snacking on something. So we'll get that done. And then Starla, I got your package of seeds. That was amazing. So I did go through those and I found a package of ground cover. I didn't tell you that. It's oats and peas.
Oh, nice.
So we need to get those out. Those need to go 1 inch deep and those need to go in like now. So,
okay.
Or you have to wait till the fall.
1 second.
What?
Okay. HG says, howdy, just an FYI. Has anyone heard of an Arkansas homesteader with the YouTube name Groovy Eggs? He makes his money selling hens, mainly specialty. It's funny that you should bring that topic up because that was one of the things I was gonna talk about after we got done with the update part. So what else did we do? Worked on that bathroom, getting it. We're finally getting concrete board up on the walls, and I was hoping I would have it done before the Midwest Preparedness Festival, but other things, and I'm probably not going to get to work on it much this weekend either because tentatively we're going to go cut wood on Saturday.
We're spread so thin, and so everything you just have to take everything with a grain of salt and just push and go where you can. We sent out our first package for trucker trial. I got that mailed out yesterday. Yep. So that's going to be interesting because he's actually
slide into the frame and get closer to the camera. You look like you're tiny.
Well, I am tiny.
No, you look like you're a small person.
What are you trying to say? So,
tinier than you.
He called me old the other day. So I go to get up in the truck in the morning and I don't even notice anymore. And I guess I grunted getting in and he's like, oh, you're getting old. And I'm like, what? And he goes, she just grunted like an old woman.
Did you see that?
No.
The Crazy Eggs had 3 flocks decimated by wild neighbor dogs.
Oh, no.
Pretty much his livelihood, and his neighbors are like, so.
Oh, my gosh.
See, now.
That's wrong.
Thank God we have good neighbors. And see, that is a cautionary tale. That is a cautionary tale as to why you need to build community.
Yeah.
Because we got out and we met with the neighbors. I think there's 2 families within a mile radius we haven't really met and talked to.
Right.
And
the new one that's moving.
And the new one.
Yeah.
And there's only 6 families, 7 families in a mile radius, about 30 people in a mile radius of us. But we got to know everybody, and pretty sure that one of the dogs that attacked our flocks came from one of our neighbors, and he has been very diligent about keeping them locked up, so there hasn't been any problems. And it's but those neighbors, they
which I need to get with him because I need to give him a number on turkeys. What we're looking for.
Okay. A neighbor that just says so.
That's wrong.
You guys got to get out and you have to meet your neighbors and you have to start building a little community. Even if you don't like them, if you don't want to do anything with them, you got to get out and you got to make sure that they know who you are and they attach a face and a purpose to whatever's going on. Let's see. We did a lot of gardening this week.
A lot.
Oh, either the chickens or the dogs got into the bean pots and tore up two beans that.
I think it was the chickens.
So I'm gonna. We've got those blue mineral tubs that the ranchers use. We got a whole bunch of those, and we've got some beans and herbs in some of them on the back of the house, and they had just started to sprout. There were 3 sets of beans in each pot, so there were 6 mounds total. And the chickens went out and destroyed 2 of the 6 mounds.
Well, luckily, I've got plenty of beans, so we'll put some mung beans in there and see what happens.
Let's do this. Let's help this guy out. Say Groovy Eggs.
It's right there.
Bobblehead Enterprises. Oh, hang on a second, guys. Sorry about that. So what we're going to do is
Put his link in there.
We're going to drop his link right here for everybody to see. You guys can click on that
Throw his link in there, and if you find out that you're close and you've got some eggs and that kind of, like, I don't have any special varieties, you know, mine are just kind of mixed together, and we get what we get when they hatch. But but if you can help him out, definitely help him out. Just throw something his way, or you know, there's so many good people in here. If you want to make a special order for him, just email him and then just say, hey, I'm willing to order you X amount of chicks, and where can I ship them? And get that done.
Terminator says she started her swash last week in my greenhouse, and the next morning a chickmunk got in and ate all my seeds. Chippendale haven't met the Terminator yet.
Oh no!
You know, I'm going to say this: chipmunks are evil little creatures. They are cute as can be, and they look all innocent, but they will tear stuff up.
I kind of wonder too, you know, if you go back to folklore and all of that, and they talk about the elves and the, you know, doing evil things and that kind of stuff and mischief and that, I kind of wonder if that's not what those were.
No, I don't know. Little fairies. Tammy says that her problem isn't chipmunks, but raccoons.
Nasty little buggers.
And then Tiger's in the same boat we are. She's got chickens that keep getting in the garden. We had to put a fence up around the garden last year because the chickens were getting into it so much. You know, but once
they would go in and help themselves to my cabbage, and so I don't mind, take what you need, but for crying out loud, I mean, especially the turkeys, they just decimated the cabbage.
Well, and I don't know how it is with everybody else, but it seems like once the plants got really established,
that's when they went in and
they were tearing up the sprouts and making it hard to grow. But once they got in, and they tore up the cabbage really bad. Mm-hmm. But everything else they kind of left alone.
I think this year I'm actually going to plant cabbage in their coop garden. Okay. And then that way they have that.
Well, and I pulled a roll of wire out so that we can wire off those beds until the plants are established.
Great. Okay.
Because they folks, I did that video showing the raised beds yesterday. The one with the cinder blocks that's next to the turkey coop, they have torn it up even worse. The only thing that's in there that's alive is that wormwood.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they everything else is, there's big holes.
Well, luckily Miss Starla hooked me up, so I have a bunch of herbs that I can go put back there. So I will do that tomorrow.
So yeah, it's just that. But you know what? Whenever you got chickens,
oh, there's a video.
What?
Herbs that are good for chickens.
Yeah. You could make a video.
I could.
You could.
I could hand you the seeds, and you could
I think you got. Hey, everybody in chat, give me a one if you think it would be awesome if Angela made a video, any video, just her sitting there smoking a cigarette and looking at her phone.
No.
Your Alfredo short got almost 1,000 views.
Yeah, but it was a short.
Yeah, but that's still. See, look at all those ones.
Oh my goodness!
Look at all those ones. All see, right. The people are demanding it, Angela.
We'll see what we can come up with. It's actually a good one, and a lot of people ask me about it all the time.
Oh, Teapot says no, she didn't want to see season 3.
So now I know, and now I have enough seeds in different varieties. I know exactly what to take out there, and we can put a full medicinal garden in for the chickens on both sides of the coop and get that done. So I'll just walk you guys through that. And trust me, there'll be stuff left over. So they're only going to take what they need. Mm-hmm. And so he's telling me they've decimated that garden. They decimated that because they've been under so much stress.
Well, so they decimated it because they're using it as a dust bath.
Well, but so when they do that, they're going down and they're still pecking in there and getting whatever root, right?
Hey, Rosie.
So when they're getting that, and what they're doing is they're taking whatever nutrients and all that stuff that they need in there. So it's important that I go back out and I need to get more yarrow in there, and I need to get more. We'll do a video.
Yep. And speaking of
and
stress,
the amaranth too. Amaranth is great, and I did notice they took out all my amaranth.
Speaking of stress and the chickens, so we were literally down to 1 egg a day. We went from 17 to 18 eggs a day down to 1. And
If any.
we always got at least 1 egg a day. The last 3 days, we have averaged 9 eggs a day. I am so happy that the chickens are finally starting to get unstressed, getting rid of all those roosters after the predator attack really did a lot to help them.
Yeah.
And they're finally starting to get better. Now they still got bare backs from where the roosters have pulled all the feathers off them, but that'll get better. That'll get better. And I started thinking about it. I said I wanted to keep all those extra roosters. I think I'm going to cull them after Midwest Preparedness Festival. Hey, Faith. No, you're here when you're supposed to be, Faith. So that's good news for the flock. And then the chicks, we ended up. I'm actually going to do a video on our my final thoughts on hatching chicks this time, because you have to admit it was a little bit different experience for us, wasn't it?
This time?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Plus the fact that we had an incubator that we didn't know.
Well,
we had an old incubator and then a new incubator and all of that. But B is actually the incubator I took back to B that she let us borrow. That incubator she is now using. So she's going to see if she has the same experience with it that I had.
Okay.
And so we're going to get better idea without wasting money. Is it the incubator? Is it maybe where I had the incubator sitting?
Preview of my thoughts on it. It's the fact that we rushed getting those eggs in there.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I think that had a little bit to do with it. That and we weren't here at the critical time. We had house sitters and there was just a whole bunch of
I don't know what you're going to do because we got more eggs in
bunch of
environmental
things that were completely out of our control that had to happen. Rosie, are you coming out to Midwest Preparedness?
She is.
Oh, awesome.
That's why I said there's going to be so many strange characters at camp. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun.
Are you saying Rosie's strange?
We're strange, so I mean, she fits right in.
I think everybody in our chat, by normal standards, everybody in our chat and in our virtual community is a little strange.
You got to say that our circle, we're probably about the only ones that can sit and beat our chest, pump somebody up to scream at the top of their lungs because they should be excited. And so, the whole calming down and I'm so excited. If you're excited and you did good, you need to be pumping your chest. You need to be screaming. You need to be just rejoicing that happened. So yeah, we're strange birds.
Okay, Gregory. That is a good thing to know. And in all seriousness, that's a good thing to know.
What is that?
If amaranth gets into your soybean field, it's hard to get rid of that.
Well, we don't soybean.
We don't soybean, and quite honestly, if it gets into the soybean field across the way,
I don't care.
I'm not going to be too terribly upset because he killed our beehives.
Yep. After he promised not to.
I'm pretty sure that his spraying was part of the reason why our bees died.
But I'll tell you why amaranth is good to have. And so when you go back to the farming situation and all that, you have to remember regenerative farming and get away from what they've been telling you. And I'm big on this, just how I am. And so amaranth is good for your bones. So those animals are stressed out. Those chickens are so stressed out. They had been hurt. They had been chased around. We had legs down. Poor Roger's hurt his leg 3 or 4 times. That it does not surprise me that amaranth is gone. So they're eating that amaranth and building their bone strength back up. I don't care.
So one of the things I did this week when we were on our road trip, I finally finished Peter Zion's book, The End of the World is Just the Beginning, mapping out the deglobalization. Fantastic book. I highly recommend it. But speaking of soybeans and monoculture, he does a section at the end of the book talking about agriculture, the big ag, at the end of the global current global order, which is just a fascinating read. It was really well written.
So for Kevin and Sean, Midwest Preparedness Festival is actually twice a year. So we'll do it again in the fall.
Yep, you guys
can come in the fall.
You can make it this fall. Here we go. Speaking of amaranth, HG knows so much stuff. You guys, HG is a fantastic a fantastic resource. Get on the freesteading Zoom call that they do on Thursday nights. We get on it when we can, and honestly, not as much as we should be. Get on there because him and other people on
HG, you and I could talk amaranth all day.
have such good conversation.
There's a video. Get HG on video. Talk Furman.
This is another Pioneer plant outcompetes in degraded. You know what? I saw an article today, or is it? I don't know if you call it an article. It was a commentary about. You can tell the health of your soil by the weeds that are in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you know that the amaranth as well for muscular dystrophy? He has a cousin whose daughter or I guess a cousin's granddaughter, right? That has MD, and that amaranth ground down and then put in their food is really, really good. And again, it's a bone strengthener. So we haven't lost her yet. She's doing great.
Tammy wants to know if there's any amaranth seeds. And you know what? If
I don't have any for sale, I bet you, because I know that I have a package that's coming out for a giveaway. I bet you that maybe I could.
Well, if it came in the stuff that T-Paw sent, there's none in that one.
No, it came from Starla.
But Starla.
Those were
Starla.
Specifically what I asked for.
Okay, all right.
So if I can spare some, I will. But let me work on seeing if there's any more in there, because she's still going through a bunch of seeds. And if there are, she's a very giving person, and I know if she can spare them, she will. And then I can get them to you. Yeah,
that freesteading Zoom call, folks. If you haven't been on one, they will talk for 3-4 hours, way longer than what I can stay on.
Oh, you have something special coming up tomorrow.
I do.
You do. Tomorrow's the 19th.
Oh yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
We're not just our son's birthday either. You remember what else you got going on, right?
We are doing a Conflicted live tomorrow. And if you don't know what Conflicted is, it's a Conflicted the survival card game. And what it does is it gives you scenarios that are moral and ethical and practical too. And just you basically talk out, solutions to these problems. But we started doing one, and we've got one. We've got one tomorrow, and I've got 3 brand new people for the panel that have not been on there before, and hopefully, I think it's a good mix. It's some really experience. It's a homesteader, a prepper, and somebody that's new to the prepping / homestead community, newish, and hopefully you guys can show up, because I think it's going to be a really good one.
Gregory, that'd be fantastic, because obviously my birds are competing for it, and obviously there's need for it in the community. So that would be great. And I'll also try to collect what I can. I have a feeling though that they're going to be eating on it as I grow it this year anyway. So I may not have seed in the fall, but.
Which, quite honestly, in that case, is a good problem to have.
Yes.
Good problem to have.
Yes.
What else do we do?
Well, and I also know that I can call Sarah, and the amaranth is still there, so I can call Sarah and get amaranth seed this fall. Hopefully she didn't.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. There we go. Lucy's allspice tree started last year and has lived through. Can we grow allspice here?
Apparently we can. I didn't think we could. I thought that was just in the tropics, or like Jamaica and that kind of thing. So, dang, Lucy, I need to hook up.
Okay, Faith says, especially if it's for feed, since you won't really care about the type, better leaves, better seeds, and just pretty flowers. True Leaf sells. And
don't read to yourself. If you're going to read it, you need to read to everybody.
True Leaf sells amaranth seeds for sprouting. Just plant it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the allspice thing, that's one of the things that we started. It's another one of the things that we started this week. So we're trying to figure out,
we've been talking about it.
We've been completely honest about one of the reasons why we're on YouTube, and that's to drive business to alternative economic streams, so that we can eventually get to the point where I can quit my job and yada yada yada. And so we've been trying to figure out how to do some membership premium type of stuff. And one of the projects I'm working on is I'm coming up with a cookbook for austere times and 17th, 18th century, or I'm sorry, 18th, 19th century recipes, Great Depression recipes that people can use to get through times when they're lean. And it's the stuff that they did back before they had the just in time and worldwide shipping and everything. And the allspice, one of the things I'm finding out is allspice is a fantastic one to have in your cupboard because it's so versatile. And it seems like almost every recipe has allspice. What are you clapping your hands for? What are you all excited for?
T-Pause comment. Don't post it. Don't post it.
Oh,
I mean, you can post it, but they're going to see it. They can read it anyway, but you can post it. But yeah, no, this is exciting. No, not from Skeins, from
I know. We'll
T-Paw.
get T-Pause right there. That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you read it?
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't mowed the yard. I went foraging this weekend. I have tons of Carolina geranium in one spot.
Nice.
And read that as a nitrogen fixer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I went out and I did a walk of the zones 4 and 5. I did not make a video because I wasn't sure what was out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go do one. And I brought her back some wild onions. Did you use them in the?
I haven't used them yet.
I'm trying to talk her into use them for the tamales that she's making for the.
No, those.
I'm gonna call it a soup kitchen.
I could cut them up and offer them, but you don't. Yeah, but you don't put those in the tamale. I don't anyway. But no, I've got some chicken going right now with mole sauce.
Okay, so the one that Angela's all excited about is this one. I got seeds from Justin Metcalf, sorghum, junior ed, etc. We want to try to start growing sorghum here. If I could replace that great big old bamboo patch with a sorghum patch, I would be so excited. You know, because this area, my grandfather. So we lived over on the Missouri side. My grandfather used to love coming out here once a year, so he could get real sorghum. You know, and it's a great substitute for syrup and sugar and all kinds of things. Well, Rickster wants some tamales. He will.
You gotta come to camp.
If you come to camp, man. If you come to camp,
we'll have him. We know that we're gonna have a lot of day visitors, so I'm gonna be cooking out there, and we're gonna offer tamales and grilled chicken wraps and turkey wraps and that kind of thing. It'll be Friday's lunch, Friday's dinner, and then Saturday's lunch. So we'll have that stuff on hand. But
so Ghost is in chat.
Hey, Ghost.
He says, "Boo." Just so you guys know, Ghost is starting a t-shirt shop. Mm-hmm. And Ghost, I do not have.
It's in the email. He emailed.
Maybe I do have. Maybe it's on this one that's up. I don't know. Give me a second.
It's in the Grumpy Acres Farm at Gmail.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. I don't have the Grumpy Acres up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you can actually go in and order our shirts and he'll direct ship them for us.
Eventually. I've still got to get all the artwork to him and do it.
Garen's the slacker here. So.
Yeah, because that's all I do. I got nothing else to do.
You're constantly on vacation.
I am constantly. Me and B sit around and be on vacation all the time. Yeah, but if you guys go out, look up his channel.
Go back up to Gregory's. I want to see what he said.
To
Something
who?
about bees. Yeah, Gregory, Brian.
And hang on a second, guys. I'm fat fingering stuff.
Above.
Up. Where are we going?
Right there.
That one?
Yeah.
Bees are difficult to keep, especially when a lot of commercial ag around and cold winters.
Mm-hmm.
And we had both in spades this year.
Yeah.
We lost 4 hives.
Yep.
The only one of our hives that survived
is over at Bean Tags.
And they've got them in a really good spot.
So we're gonna have. I talked to Bee because G was like, have Bee come out and look around. Maybe we need to find a different spot for him. I think when I talked to her, she said, get Tag to do that. He's the one. And apparently we need a compass because we have to find exactly what south is. It can't even be curved a little bit. We need to find exactly where the south wind's coming from.
I'm pretty sure this is Chung that said this. Uh-huh. She's jealous of your oven.
Oh, really?
And I
hate that oven.
I got the impression that you thought that Angela threw Alfredo at me whenever I made that short because I was teasing her.
Well, thank you. That oven I had to settle for because it was during the pandemic.
And
And
it's not a
it's
bad
not
one.
bad. It's just not great for canning. So
Well,
I'm a
hold
canner.
on, time out. It's not great for canning because the cabinets suck. It would not be
No,
that
it's
bad.
not great for look at my canners on there right now. See how much it sticks over. And then that metal part, there's a grill in the center and there's a metal sheet that goes on there. So if I have two canners going on each side, then it torques that metal in the center. It's just a nightmare. But anyway, it's not convenient.
It was not
It's
our
so
first choice.
yeah, it's okay. It works. We're getting through, and then eventually that will go. That will stay here. All the canning, I'll get the stove I want.
Yeah.
We'll go back in the processing kitchen, so it doesn't matter. And then yes, it'll be a very nice stove and great for cooking.
Gregor
and
says his wife's
entertaining.
family grew sorghum up here in central Nebraska for years and made
Yep.
blackstrap.
Yeah.
You know, when I was growing up, I did not like it. Honestly, I did not like blackstrap.
You can't get enough.
As
of it.
I got older and I matured a little bit, man, that's some good stuff. It is really good stuff. Here we go. Let's see, what are we doing? Okay, so first Skins Girl says, I have stocked up a lot of seeds that I eat. Flax, chai, sesame, mustard, and cinnamon. No way you can grow that here. Okay, I was going to say, if you're growing cinnamon, we got to talk.
Yeah.
Because that's
what we're trying to. Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. We're just trying to figure out alternatives. And I found something out too this week that apparently as far north as what we've moved, that sage can be a perennial.
It's an annual.
Annual.
It turns into
can be an annual instead of a perennial, and so that's a problem.
So you have to reseed it. You have to reseed. So where we lived in Missouri is about 125 miles south-ish.
Yeah, maybe
It's
a little bit more.
It's a complete growing zone south of where we are now, and it came back year after year after year.
Yeah, I never had to replant.
And here we were talking to she was talking to the lady in the greenhouse, and you have to replant it every year with seeds. You have to let it go to seeds in order for it to come back. Okay, so
I think I'm just gonna.
Hey, Virginia.
I think what I'm gonna do is just grow a few extra sage plants, and then just those will be designated to go to seed.
So what was your first choice? Your first choice. What was the one we had at the old house that you loved?
Yeah, so my first choice, basically it was a 6-burner, and so it didn't have that griddle in there.
And it was a Viking, wasn't it?
It was not a Viking.
It was not a Viking.
So Viking is my first choice, but he would never allow me to spend that kind of money.
I don't make that much money, so especially now.
But that would be my first choice. But also on that stove, so this one is a 36-inch, and so the bigger you can get, the better. And they do have ones that are larger. That's when you start getting into those Vikings and all of that. When we replan the kitchen, maybe I'll visit that later. But for right now, just with what I can fit, it would be a 5 or 6 burner with no griddle in there.
Yeah.
And that's what I would do, just because I'm constantly canning and cooking, and I do need to be able to put as many pots on as possible at the same time. So.
Tammy says a biscuit mixed with molasses and butter, called it a doodles. Girl, that is about as country as you can get, and I love it. I love it.
Yeehaw.
Okay. Chowchi. Oh, I'm going to mispronounce this, and I apologize. Chowchi Mama, is that how we pronounce that? If I said it wrong, I apologize.
Chiochi?
I don't know. Good to be here. Sage grows all year round here in New England. It's something about the weather. It's something about the weather here, because it gets. I mean, we literally. What we get down to negative
32.
We had negative 32 wind chills this year, and
negative more.
It stayed negative for almost 2 weeks this winter.
Was it?
Yeah, and it's some about it, and the proof is nothing came back. Well, the sage didn't come back, or not the sage, the basil.
The sage came back. Sage looks really good.
Well, on that
but I was told that I was lucky that my sage came back.
And that gray sage looks so rough.
Yeah.
It
Well,
does.
I was told that I was lucky it came back.
It looks
So there was something in the way that he did the raised bed that made that come back. So
okay. Richter, oops, wrong one. Richter wants to know what's in the jars on the top 2 shelves. So this shelf, that's some chow chow that
teapot
sent us, along with some, what's that one?
apple butter,
Apple butter.
and then that's bacon, and then seasons, wines, vinegars.
Yeah, the big quart jars are
oils.
vinegars and
And then as you go over, spices, things like that. So
that's what you need to make a video.
This is what happens when you leave a gourmet kitchen and come to this kitchen is you go, honey, how many bookcases do we have on hand? Start pulling them in, because I have to get, and I still have seasons and things in boxes.
Oh, I found all kinds of stuff out in the outbuilding.
Yeah. And it's all stuff that I use constantly. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
But
you need to
anyway,
do a
so
video
that's
on
what's
making the vinegar. She made some vinegars. You made apple vinegar. You made
no, I made pear vinegar. And then I did the purple clover, red clover vinegar, and I did some other vinegars. You can make vinegar out of anything you want.
But it's better than any. It's better than any store-bought vinegar I've ever tasted.
I made rose vinegar.
That was good.
And then and a lot of those vinegars he'll eat, but you can use them for other things. You can use them on your hair, cleaning, that kind of stuff.
That my wife made kulaks with poppy seed and prune filling. Oh man,
Ooh.
killing me. Killing me. Man. Somebody said they've gotten wild mint growing all over the place. The mint did really well. The mint that
got accidentally left in the greenhouse did well.
Except for that one. The one died.
Did it?
Yeah, it died. It got burned up. Okay, what is this? Okay, Virginia said no. Joseph G said, well, the chat's moving really fast, which is good. Is this what Plant Abundance did a video on? On the soap bush. Is that the one where you squeeze out the flowers and it you can shampoo your hair with it? I think I saw that. It's pretty cool. Jonathan did pineapple and banana vinegar.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. See, look.
Never thought about it.
Virginia agrees. Virginia agrees. Making homemade vinegar.
So many people do it though. Rain Country is great at it.
Oh yes, if you guys,
and that's where I learned it from. To be honest with you,
if you guys want a good channel to go learn stuff like that, Rain Country. Heidi does a fantastic job. Yeah, they've got a great channel.
Yeah, and they're off grid and doing their thing, like-minded people, and so but yeah, Heidi's got it. And that's actually where I learned it from. But I think the biggest thing, I didn't just take her recipes and what she was doing. The one thing that I liked about it, and the way she was teaching it, it was just go experiment, just go collect whatever. So I went in and I was like, okay, what's medicinal and what purposes are these going to use and what can I do with them? Okay, this is what this one's good for. And I would just go take a whole bunch of it. And then depending on what it was, put some in the jar and go from there. Super easy. So, I mean, if you guys want it, then maybe I'll do a video on it, but I just don't want to be redundant. I want to bring you guys something new that, that you guys, nobody else is doing, or I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Yep. Skanes is making redneck kombucha. Awesome.
Pineapple and ginger. Recommendations with pineapple and ginger. I don't know. I've never done it.
Dandelion. You know what?
It's a Jonathan question right there.
We had dandelions coming up like crazy. And the last 3 or 4 days, we had a really good cold snap.
And they started, because I was just getting ready to go pluck all of them.
They all died back. It's killing the worm bed. It's oh man. They're still alive.
I was like, we just went and looked at those yesterday, and they were fine.
No, they were looking really rough. Really rough.
There was one worm that had so much food in its mouth. When he went to go pull it to show it to me, he had to literally pull the ball of food out of its mouth so that he could get it in his hand. The little sucker wasn't gonna let go.
Yeah. Hopefully, man, we got 3 or 4 more days of cold weather, and then it's supposed to start warming up for good.
3 or 4. Today is only Tuesday, and we have a low of 32 on Sunday.
Yeah.
But that's not during the day. That's just overnight.
Well, I know, but still.
least it's not freezing anymore.
Gooseberries. I told you my gooseberry story. I don't need to go into that.
Yeah.
You start talking about gooseberries, and
You go over to Tags and take some cuttings.
Yeah.
You're gonna go cut wood tomorrow anyway, so
Not
or
tomorrow,
Saturday.
Saturday.
You might as well.
I'll have him show me. Jonathan, if you can get with Skeins and let her know how much goes into each bottle for the kombucha, that'd be awesome.
And Skeins, you can just remind me Tuesday. He'll be here Tuesday, so he'll be with us. He comes in Sunday night. He'll be with us Monday, Tuesday, and I'm not sure if he's going to camp Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay,
so, but
Faith, I do not know the answer to that. I'm willing to bet if HG is still in here, he will probably know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I mean, I could look it up, but that is an excellent question. So learning about soil health is something everybody needs to do at some point. At some point. Okay. Do you have any more updates? You did a lot of your brand new sealer for the
yeah. So I got
Mylar bags.
I got a nice sealer that I could actually do very large bags. So when I do my 1 gallon, when I do the eggs and all that, when I use those Mylar bags, I got a nice machine for that, and the heating element went out. So I went in and ordered 12 more heating elements today. Those will be here Thursday, and we'll be back up and running.
That is a great idea. I will probably go do that the next couple of nights. Mulberry tree with honeysuckle and muscadines. Oh, man. Goats killed all our wild grapes last year.
No. I should have seen it. I was running around like a mad woman, and every time they'd go to a grape bush, I was like, ah! And then G's like, no, they're all over the property. Don't worry about it. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, every time you point a finger at me, you got 3 pointing back at you. So this is not my fault.
They'll come back. They're established. They're not dead. They're not gone. It's just not time yet.
So Skane says that dandelions have not popped up down there yet.
That's weird.
Yeah, Joseph G, that's true. Where we used to live, all we had to do was block them off. We had them tucked up. The ones on the back of the property were tucked up underneath or beside a great big huge evergreen tree, so it blocked the north wind. And it was in the middle of a big pasture too, so there wasn't a lot of wind up there.
But I don't have to insulate. I don't have to insulate my hives because the boxes that I bought already have insulation in there.
Yeah,
they're different types of boxes.
Space hives,
yes,
which are kind of cool.
They're not wood, and so that was already taken care of. No, it was definitely the chemicals that were being sprayed. Yeah. So,
yep, Tiger, you're in the same boat we are. Tammy says potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, blueberries, blackberries coming on strong in Louisiana. You guys suck. Seriously. Rub it in. I've
been actually pulling asparagus out of the driveway.
Oh yeah, we'll do a video on. You should see these things are as big as my thumb, and they're tender. Usually
I freeze dried some. I'm not liking the freeze drying. He's like, just ground it into a powder and use it for seasoning, which is not a bad idea. So if I cannot get enough at one time for a meal, I probably will continue to just freeze dry them and do them as a powder. So plus it's not bad for the dogs either. So we can just, sprinkle it on their food or whatever. Because I'm telling you, especially after the whole comfrey incident and the puppy eating that and seeing how it boosted her energy and all that stuff, I think I'll probably freeze dry some of that and then do that as well. And maybe just go ahead instead of, and I don't, what is it called? Rough greens or whatever. Just make my own rough greens to be able to do that. Somebody's outside or what they're doing. But anyway, all right, my eyeballs left, so now I have to put my glasses on. So sorry for the glare. But let's see here.
There are 3 great big does walking about 25 yards beyond.
That's what you went outside for. Seriously.
Well, I was trying to figure out what the dog was barking at because that was his. I'm going to attack something bark.
It has to go out and cover gardens. Going to have to go out and cover gardens and fruit trees with sheets Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. If you don't want to do that, and I don't know what the precipitation is going to be. But at Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever, you can get 9 mil plastic, and then you can just cut sheets of that and never, fold them up afterwards and never have to worry about it again.
Yeah, at the old place, we took Peck Pecs.
Pecs.
Pecs and cut it and then just stuck it in the ground and made loops and then
Mhm.
used
The plastic.
the plastic
Mhm.
and took clothespins
Mhm.
and clipped it to the
Yeah,
pecs.
and it worked wonderful. So you're just creating that greenhouse environment.
Did you want regular slips or purple ones? I like the purple ones.
Both, actually, if you can spare both. And because they're not looking so hot. I don't know what the heck is going on.
I ordered a bunch of seeds from Strictly Medicinal Seeds. You got to look into that one.
So I have looked into Strictly Medicinal Seeds, and they are expensive.
Are they?
They are high.
See, Faith knows where Homa is. Everybody in Louisiana knows where Homa is. Gregory says it got down in the 20s in Nebraska. Okay, are we done with the updates? Have we updated everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna start getting conspiracy theory now.
No, I'm not going to talk conspiracy theory.
Oh,
what I am going to do is I saw something today when I was trying to get some topics to talk about. And something came up and the question was asked, are you better off now than you were last year? And the only thing I could think of about that question is it's all relative.
Mm-hmm.
So are we better off than last year?
Yeah.
Yes, we are definitely. The house is in better shape. The property's in better shape.
I don't know about that, but
it is.
The property's in better shape.
The house is in better shape too. We got the office done and we got the pantry done, so it's in better shape. And the flock, the animals, it's kind of a wash, but we're in good shape. We're in better shape than when we started here.
Why do you keep clicking back?
Well, because I'm reading the. I'm reading.
Pull it up on the screen then.
No, I don't want to put it up on the screen. You're talking about like this?
Yeah, split it. Open a second window. Yeah. Oh, you can't shrink it? And then you don't see anybody's comments.
Oh, hang on a second, folks. She's being all.
Where's the second computer?
Well, I don't want to deal with it. It's in worse shape than this one. So here's my question to everybody in the chat. Are you guys better off now than you were last year? I really want to know. The country. I'm. The thing that got me about the question and it was a poll and they had like 50% of the people said they were better off now than they were last year, and I was like, really? Is that, But that's such an open-ended question. We are better off now than we were last year, but it's relative because relative to what we were 2 years ago, not even close, except for the fact that we're free, that we have no debt, and the system has less sway over us, less hold. So Joseph G says he's slightly better off than last year, and I think that's going to be a lot of people. Skane says, absolutely, your perspective video hit home with me. I focus so much on all the things I need to do. I forget how how far I've come already.
We do
absolutely.
We do the same thing.
You got to take time. You got to take time and change your elevation and change your position so you can look at the forest and not the trees. Tiot says, yes, better off now, more prepared, more to do. Absolutely. Doesn't it seem like the more you prepare and the more you get ready, the more there is to do.
Yeah.
The list just grows and grows and grows. Tiger, we are better off. Started our chicken flock, growing more food, and we'll be starting our own build now on the property. Great. Hallelujah. That's awesome.
Great.
Okay, see now, towards joy and freedom, this is depends on context. We are much better off having met a bunch of great people. Mm-hmm. Super encouraging. See, it is all relative. Mm-hmm. It is all relative. Yeah. Tammy says, what's Tammy say? I am better off this year than last year. Health, prepared, and my garden is larger, and I currently owe nothing to anyone except land taxes, government taxes, and utilities. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That is awesome, Tammy.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that the last portion of that, they're all crooks. Every single one of them can't get away from
Joseph G. I am less unprepared.
Yeah. That's a positive.
That's a positive. That's a positive. I mean, that's
Oh,
kind of a strange way to look at it, but yeah.
we actually have a launch date for our website.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about that update. So it will be official April 26th. And G promises that he's going to get all of the pictures and everything
I
done.
didn't promise anything.
Product.
I'm going to do my best.
You told him that you would get that stuff over. So he's going to get that stuff over. And we'll probably maybe have to update some things in the store because by the time he goes through 1,000 different things, he's not going to be happy with it. So it won't all get done. This is that analytical brain, right? So everything has to be perfect. So it'll take a little bit, but we will get it built. There's going to be several different items in there. I think right now under 2030 somewhere in there, so you guys can start ordering from there, and then we'll do a link and that kind of stuff. So the website is going live now. We won't be able to do a lot with the website once it goes live because we are going to be at Midwest Preparedness Project.
Yeah.
So bear with us. We'll get it. We'll get a blog in there and get that. In fact, we may just go ahead and do introduction blog or something like that and get that on so that it's up and going. But anyway, so exciting. We're moving forward.
So Rickster says it's a mixed bag with him. His health. He had some health issues, his kidney stones. John says he's better off, learn more about gardening, learned a ton in the kitchen, and getting started in livestock.
Yes, wonderful.
Amen. Permaculture.
Russian comfrey from Billy is coming up nicely. Yeah.
Had a brain fart
so
there.
I went out and I think where we planted ours that we got from Billy was the wrong spot because it did not come up.
Isn't the stuff in that garden?
Oh. That's what I got from Amber. And so, nope, the stuff from Billy I put out by the fruit trees and berries and all of that. And I guess that soil's too healthy for them because they didn't do anything.
So Rosie says her side hustle is moving forward, and
Great.
She is making connections.
Yes,
Rosie, I guarantee you, if you bring some of your stuff to camp out, I guarantee you people will take it.
Yeah.
I mean, not just because they're trying to support you, because it's good stuff. If you guys ever get a chance to meet Rosie in person and try her confectionaries, man, good stuff.
Rosie, yeah, I liked the biscotti. It was a keto biscotti. I liked it. A little soft for me. Sicilians like theirs a little bit harder. But then that's where Rickster messaged me. Him and I were talking back and forth. And he's going to get me some keto recipes. He asked me if I would try them. And I said yes.
For the freeze dryer?
Yeah. I said, yes, I'll go ahead and try them and see if I can get them made. And then, I asked him, I said, do you want me to put those in the freeze dryer? And he said, well, eventually. But I've got to see if they work. So I'll have to make them and then see if it works in the freeze dryer and see how those come out. But I'm kind of excited about that. Rosie, if we come across anything special, I'll let you know. So.
Okay. So the next topic that I stumbled on is, where should I buy my chickens? And it's kind of funny that HG mentioned the crazy eggs. We try to order ours. Our favorite one is the Cackle Hatchery, right? Mm-hmm. Out of Lebanon, Missouri. So if you're looking for things there, but if you guys know any regional hatcheries that you guys use on a regular basis and you're not hatching your own chicks, go ahead and just let us know in the comments, or after we're done, put them in the comments, or go make a community, put it on a community post on our page. Just do something so that we can start sharing these good, reputable hatcheries.
And I want to make point reputable, because I've dealt with some hatcheries that I absolutely will never use again. And I'm telling you, the amount of dead chicks was way above what it should have been. Then you have to take pictures of all these and you got to send everything in, and then nothing comes of it. They're not going to fix anything. They won't stand by them. Other people are ordering a dozen eggs for $55, and then they get them back and only 2 eggs have hatched, but there's no guarantee on the other eggs. So you just spent $55 on 2 chicks that you had to hatch yourself. And so it's those kind of things. Please don't put them on the community page. I don't want anybody else to have those headaches. And if you already know that things like that happen, then, let's just try to save everybody from that, right? So.
Oh, Tag's in here.
Hi, Tag.
Tag, or is it B?
It's Tag.
Well, B's the one that's on vacation all the time, so she's got all the time to
nope, it's 7:52. It's Tag.
Oh, it's Tag. It's Tag. Okay. So the next topic. Okay, now we're gonna get into a little bit of black pilling.
Uh-oh.
So just strap your tinfoil hats on. Have you guys heard about the Washington State assault weapons ban? The State House in Washington State passed an assault weapons ban that is extremely onerous, and it goes all the way down to banning parts, not just the weapons themselves, but parts. And if you're a gun person, you've heard of the company Aero Precision. They make really good, inexpensive AR-15 kits. They're in Washington State. They're going to have to go out of business, it looks like. I just saw a video today about that. But the point of me talking about this assault weapons ban in Washington State is this all flies in the face of what the SCOTUS has said about firearms and all these bans and everything. And these liberal enclaves, I'm sorry, they're not liberal, they're Marxist. Let's just call them what they are. They are Marxist. They are going to triple down on attacks on the Second Amendment. And if we as patriots, conservatives, homesteaders, whatever you want to call yourself, if we're not vigilant in our own states, that cancerous ideology will infect our states too. In fact, I was reading an article. Some court in Texas just upheld some left-leaning gun law, anti-2A gun law. So it's coming, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse before it gets better. They won't stop. They won't stop, and it'll just get worse and worse. So be sure you guys are involved. I like on YouTube. I like the Armed Scholar, and I like Copper Jacket TV, because they both give pretty good commentary. The one guy's a lawyer, and the other guy is just a commentary. Well, yeah. Oh, Faith, why go out of business exactly? They will probably move. Their business is big enough, but given no other alternatives, they would have to shut their doors. Is basically the point. And staying and whining about it is kind of getting what you deserve. Yeah, absolutely. No. I was making that. I was using the terminology they used in the video that I watched, and they given no other alternative, they would be run out of business. But here's the question, Faith. Honestly, it's the law is unconstitutional. Why should they have to move? Why should all these law-abiding, constitutional following people have to flee states like California and New York and these other places for greener pastures? Why should that be happening? And that, I guess that's the whole point of that is we have to stay vigilant. And Porterhouse and Till were talking. I was on there live for a little bit last night, and Porterhouse was talking, and he, they live in California, and he said he constantly had people asking him, why don't you move? And his answer is, he's got family there. And I couldn't help but thinking is, if every single patriotic American left these blue states, who would be on the front lines? Seriously. And if there's nobody on the front line in California or Washington or New York, where does the front line move? Eventually the front line moves into my front yard, and I don't want that, it's just one of those things that this whole movement, this whole movement that we're doing is to promote freedom, right? State is overloaded with liberals that are happy being anti. Boy, that is probably the biggest understatement I have heard all day long, Faith. Overloaded with liberals. Man, that's crazy. So Virginia Root says, I'm in Washington. I'd rather stay here as people flee. Of course, you're also a glutton for punishment too, Virginia Roots. But it's just one of those things. It really, and I'm probably going to get more and more passionate about this thing than as time goes on. But that's just the way it is. Okay, so the next thing. This one really kind of bothered me too. Epic Times had an article about the WHO pandemic treaty is an assault on our freedom. The article was about something that a British prime minister said. Somebody that's in their houses there, but it falls true here because the Biden administration is following along suit with this WHO pandemic thing, and it does not take away our sovereignty. Okay, let's get one thing straight as I talk about this treaty that they're talking about. It's not really a treaty. It's more a set of guidelines that they want people to follow.
You can't see the comments.
What the WHO wants to do, if we followed all the guidelines, well, hang on, there we go. If we followed all the guidelines, it would create a very onerous, government intrusive situation, even more intrusive than now. So I guess my whole point on that whole topic with this WHO pandemic treaty is, number one, understand what it is actually, and number two, understand that if we allow our politicians to follow through with it's going to erode our rights even further. But it is not a direct attack on our sovereignty. All right, that's just plain and simple.
No, what she say? She's not going to be able to go.
Here you go. I will not be able to go to.
You have to read out loud.
I will not be able to go to the MSR thing. My husband is no longer has workers' comp, so even though he's still pretty messed up, if so, I wanted to go. Well, we will miss you. We will miss you, and I'm going to try
MSR?
I think she's talking about the Midwest Preparedness.
Oh. Well, we know what's going on. We understand.
Yeah, we understand it, Starla. I'm going to try to live stream from there. I think we'll be able to do that. That'll be, if we can do that, that'd be kind of cool. We'll see how that goes. Okay, the next thing, and I'm throwing these black pills out here, but the reason why I'm throwing them out is so that you can, number one, be informed. Number two, man, we got to come up with white pills. We got to come up with solutions. The solution to the assault weapons ban is be more involved. Understand what's going on in your local area. The solution to the WHO pandemic, again, be more involved. Understand what your local politicians are doing and hold them accountable. Okay, so the next one was from farmprogress.com. They had an article about keeping an eye on beef demand. And the main part of the article is, hang on, let me pull this out so I can read the whole thing. Okay. Retail all fresh beef prices in March were $7.23 a pound, unchanged from February and down 1.8% from a year ago. Retail beef prices have mostly been steady since 2021. Okay. Now they say that I saw that $7.28 a pound, and I'm not going to tell you what my reaction was because
he doesn't shop.
It's improper. Well, and
it's actually higher here.
It's gonna get higher because like Gregory was talking about, we're in the middle of a drought here. Hay prices are going up. Wheat, only 15% of the wheat is excellent what do they call that? Grading. They grade them, and only 15%. Normally, it's like 30 to 40%. It's only going to get worse. And
However, if you found a local rancher, you wouldn't be paying that.
there's your white pill.
We pay $3.50 a pound, and that's with butcher fees. So $3.50 a pound is what I pay. Yeah. And it's a like-minded in the community person, and I don't have to worry about chemicals or any of that garbage in there. Don't have to worry about my beef being vaccinated to vaccinate me. That garbage is
it's
new.
not just beef. Our lamb averages out somewhere around there.
I've been trying to go. I try to follow what USDA is reporting and what they're getting, and it was averaging. It's been better this year, but I don't know. It was worse this year. It could have been better, but we're used to butchering out lambs at 85 to 120 pounds, and we did not get nearly that this year. So it was a little bit higher this year for us. So it came out to about $5.50, $6 a pound.
Well, so, and even then,
it was cheaper than the store.
The rack of lamb was $28 a pound when I was looking up online, see how much it was.
No, there was one point we were looking at. Was it? No.
Spags is in the house.
Hi, Spags. Was it? Because I had that 5 pounds out, and you said that was because I took it to the because we had it in our freezer, so I just cooked it and took it to potluck.
It was $28 a pound.
And he goes, "Do you realize that's $200 you have sitting defrosting right now to take to potluck?" And it was like, we didn't pay $200.
No, but that's the whole point. That's the whole point. You need to if you cannot raise your own protein. Tiger or who was it? Yeah, Tiger says they raise their own cows and hogs. We raise our lambs and chickens. And hogs will be here too. Hacks for the Homesteader. They talk about raising their chickens and sheep and rabbits, and we're adding.
Our chickens will cost more this year because we've had the devastations that we've had.
Yeah,
and that is what it is. But.
Yeah. So that's the whole point. There's the white pill. You guys need to if you cannot grow your own, go out and start a conversation with.
What? My goodness, what I do?
Just being Yoda.
No.
You start a conversation with a local supplier and buy from them. Buy local. Take that money. Like Tag's always talking about, and circulate it through the community as many times as possible before the government gets its mitts on it.
And frankly, we'll feed you better. We will treat you better.
Yeah.
So there's that. But
Starla wants to know if you got squash yet. No, we haven't had anything. The beans are the only thing that popped up.
Yeah, no. So the squash, I'll just be getting into the ground. Well, it's going to be 32 for a low on Sunday. So I won't get those seeds sown directly probably until, what are we coming up? May. Yeah. So usually here, the squash goes down about the same time as the sweet potato slips. So
okay.
That'll be May.
And the final one, the final bit of ag news I have. Oh, the packet of squash.
Oh yeah, I got those. Those are wonderful.
So
those are all going in the ground. Oh yeah, Spags. Yeah. I only got 2 packages. I'm going to split them with you. Spags, are you still in here? I'm not going to tell you if you're not in here. I'm going to keep it a secret.
Keep it a secret.
If you're in here, I'll tell you. But.
So the last bit of ag news. Again, this is from Farm Progress. And this one kind of bothered me. U.S. dairy herd numbers fall to 27,932. About 6% of the U.S. dairy farms quit milking cows in 2022. 20 years ago, there were 70,000 dairy herds in the U.S. In 2022, there were 27.9 thousand, down from 29.8 last year or 2021. And this kind of hits home. It kind of hits home close to here because we had a local dairy shut down just recently.
A couple of them making any money. Yeah, a couple of them actually.
And again, it goes to speaking. If you've got a dairy, she doesn't do signal. Spags. We go through this all the time, and she uses.
Oh, do you already know?
She
Maybe
uses,
he already knows.
She uses SMS, and she doesn't check Signal, and Signal quit doing SMS, so I had to go back and start using SMS.
Well, I don't even have my phone, so I'll go back and look.
But anyway,
what I was going to tell you, Spags, is that Starla sent me some patty pan seeds. So I have patty pan.
So she's gonna get some for you.
If you're still looking. If you're not, I'm just gonna throw them in the ground. So
yeah. Oh, Teapot's talking about the one down in Texas, I think it was, where there were 18,000 plus milking cows killed in an industrial accident. Oh,
the explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just convenience. So I don't know. We're still trying to figure out cattle here. So
yeah, and the thing is, it's illegal. It is illegal to buy raw milk across state lines, even if the two states next to each other, it's legal to sell and buy raw milk. It's illegal to transport it across state lines.
She sent you some. She must have sent him some.
No, actually, Faith, that's actually, in the big scheme of things, that's not really that many. Not that many cattle. It's not that big a percentage.
No, but they'll still use it to raise milk prices. In fact,
it's the same thing they did with eggs.
Yeah. I was in a hurry and I went to go get some milk, and I accidentally grabbed the name brand instead of the generic. And I got to the register and it was $6 for a gallon of milk. And so I looked at the girl and take that off. I'll be right back. And I literally swapped out the milk. And then I was able to get it for $3.29 instead of $6. So
yeah,
but yeah, so there's that kind of stuff going on.
So again, if you can get a relationship with a local dairy person, support them.
But it's not going. So that being said, though, too, Tracy is $8 for a gallon.
Yeah.
So but you pay what you get.
And there are alternatives. I like my goat milk, and once we get, I don't know if we're going to get dairy, get the does this year or this summer. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. We just got so much other stuff going on.
We already had those secured.
Well, not yet. We still have to make the deal. But there's alternatives. Goat milk. I like goat milk more than I like dairy milk.
And goat milk is medicine, so it's great for you.
So just think about that. If you can keep from going to the store and buying it at a big store, buy local. $5 a gallon for whole milk from an Amish family.
Yeah, it's great. And then
it's not great.
Well, remember
when it used to be $1
or
less?
Yeah, but then Tracy's $8. So there you go. And so, but if I wanted to make a little bit of a drive, I could take jugs and I could go in, and for $2 a gallon, I could just pour my own milk. But
Right, Custom Leather, how you doing tonight?
So I don't know. It's in the eye of the beholder too.
Our local dairy folks will not sell raw. It drives me nuts. There are people we know very well that have herds, but they won't sell because the guy had an infection they said was from raw milk.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
There is convenient. I've heard that before too.
There is an inherent risk there, but mankind has been drinking milk for millennia. And if it was as deadly as what the USDA and the Karens in the world make it out to be, none of us would have survived.
Right.
And if you get raw milk, if you get milk from somebody, you can always pasteurize it at home.
Yeah. Well, and that was one of the weird things too, is that with the goat's milk, I had a lot of people that wouldn't buy it, and they wouldn't buy it because they said it gave you an odor in your body. So they wouldn't do it. And I'm like, what? And so I think that was just maybe like pre-refrigeration or something like that. But that doesn't happen anymore. And goat's milk is the closest thing that you can get to human breast milk. So if you can't get formula, that's the milk you want.
Yep. Tammy says she's going to start milking gators. Just don't milk the male ones.
I'd be careful.
Well, she said it won't be fun or easy. Okay. Well, that is a well. Did I have any more? No, that was all I got today. I figured I would load you guys up with all that and make make you guys all upset with us tonight. Hey, Chuck, how you doing, man? Brian says he's got a cow that spits out half-gallon. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
I just got to open the glass door and grab a gallon. My cow's called Walmart.
Oh no.
You're terrible. I was all excited for you, man. I was all excited.
We were like, dang, that's good.
Some fried nuclear rat with gator milk.
Oh man. I had
Okay, now I don't know if the Louisiana people are pulling our no, there's no such thing as gator milk. Never mind.
no.
I almost went full on jackalope on them.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Tia, you have a wonderful week too, man. We hope to see you. Hope if you got time tomorrow, make it into our conflicted live. I promise it won't go 2 hours. That one, the last one went for 2 hours, and yeah. So see, Faith got my back. People eat Nutri-Rats. I've seen videos about it, and in fact, who was it?
What's that?
The bald guy that went around the country.
What's a Nutri-Rat?
Nutri-Rat is a great big giant rat.
Like
They're
a swamp rat?
They're like what, 40, 50 pounds easily?
It's got to be a swamp rat.
I don't know. It's not a rat per se, but it's a big rodent.
I'm gonna have to be careful now when I go down to Louisiana. Of course, that is where I got my food poisoning from last time I was there.
That's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Grumpy.
Grumpy Acres.
Oh, okay. So faces are about 20 pounds. I know they cause problems because they get in the canals and they can tear the canals up. They'll dig into the banks and
that's what we call
and
swamp
tear
rat.
up the canals. So that's about. You got anything else for people?
I don't.
You got anything special coming up? If you guys
Midwest Preparedness Project.
If you guys are within driving distance of Lake Perry or Perry Lake, Kansas, Wednesday the 26th through Sunday the 30th of April,
we'll have food there for Friday afternoon, Friday night, and then Saturday afternoon. Saturday night is potluck. So think about that. And then so there's that. I say when we have food, we'll be selling food. And so we'll have some drinks just for, day visitors, or if you just don't want to cook or whatever. So we'll have that there.
Okay. Faith just said something that another cautionary tale. This is a historical thing. So the state was paying for tails to prove a kill. I don't know if they still do that. Okay. So in Indochina, present day Vietnam, in what's the one up north, the North Vietnam capital, Ho Chi Minh City, or whatever it was, Hanoi. In Hanoi, the French started paying a bounty for rat tails, and people figured out really quickly that they could take the rats and cut their tails off, and they didn't have to kill the rats. So what that did was people started breeding rats, and it led to a huge explosion in the rat population in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Then the government started another program for killing rats that ended up causing the rats to grow even worse. Cautionary tale: if the government gets involved in anything, they're going to screw it up. All right. That's why, again, we need to build community. We need to take care of this stuff ourselves so the government doesn't have the opportunity.
Why do you know that?
It was on a historical, I think it was on Dan Carlin's history podcast.
Huh.
Okay. So we got, what do we got here? So Eagle Lover says they sent us a PM on freesteading. Okay. So did you send it to me or did you send it to Yoda?
Yeah, if you send it to Yoda, then I can see them. If you send it to Grumpy Acres Farm, for some reason, he won't give me the password. And so I cannot get in there to check it.
I've given it to you several times.
He has not. I've asked for it several
So
times.
Tiger wants to know if we're coming to the Missouri meetup down at Palm de Terre Lake.
He is.
I am. She is not.
We have a rule, and so because it's the first one, I'm not. Not that I'm not allowed to go, but he prefers that I stay home so that he can check the assess the situation and decide if that's something that he thinks that I could tolerate. Because I'll be honest with you, not that I think that we would hit this, but I have a hard time with stupid, and I have a really hard time. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest here, and I have a really hard time with desperate, and a huge hard time with emotional vampires. So
used to bring them into lives all the time.
Yeah, and then I grew up. So, but yeah, so I don't do that well, and if you haven't noticed, I'm very blunt. So he goes and assesses the situation before I.
But if you guys are again driving distance of Perry Lake, Kansas, the last weekend in April, and the Missouri meetup is down at Palm de Terre Lake. Second weekend in
June, yeah.
Second weekend in June, and the weekend before that. Another reason why I really don't want her to go.
We'll be in Oklahoma.
We'll be in Oklahoma the weekend before that at a festival, and she's going to need to recover and start getting stuff
I have to
ready.
refreeze dry stuff because then we'll be getting ready for a bunch of other festivals. So,
Beth Emily says we're still married. Hey, we've been happily married for 17 years.
Get out of here.
We've been married for 32.
32. Our son actually tomorrow he turns 30 years old. So, oh man, I wanted to cry the other night. I was watching some show and what was it? Oh, it was last night, and I had time to just sit down and Fantasy Island was on, and so I like background noise when I'm doing stuff. And Fantasy Island was on, and there was this older couple, and the mom was really angry, and all of a sudden she just started crying, and it was because she missed this tree that the neighbors killed, and it had all of her kids' memories, and she's like, all my kids are grown up. I don't have that anymore, and that tree was all the memories that I had with my kids, and I was like, it was so. You have to be a woman to understand older women, but
I completely
it brought tears to my eyes. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm watching Fantasy Island and I want to cry.
Chuck says, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all at Kentucky Sustainable Living Festival and SRF in October.
That's going to be another good one. So if you guys go over to Kentucky Sustainable Living's channel and then also over to Two Old Crows, they actually talk about the venue. So we are going to be at.
That was on Two Old Crows today, wasn't it?
Yeah, both of them did it yesterday. Okay. Yeah. And so, but if you go on there and check, remind me, I think it's Northwest
Bowling
Kentucky Green. In Bowling Green at the university in their ag center there, and huge venue. It's going to allow for a lot of people. Classes are going to be great. There's a room where 80 people can fit in, and another room where I think they said, I'm trying to remember, it was like something like 500. Yeah. And so the rooms will be divvied out by the speakers,
and it's free.
Kind of thing. Yeah, and it's absolutely free. And that's the thing. Now we're donating some stuff and they've got other things. So there'll be a raffle and that's how they're going to raise the money for that. So I encourage you, if you do go, please buy some raffle tickets because otherwise this is all out of their pocket. And the least we can do is try to help out. Right. So try to do that.
Oh, one last thing before we go. So I put a post in the community page this morning asking people was it yesterday?
Yep.
Asking people to give us what their impressions of our channel is. And I know it sounds kind of like an exercise in narcissism.
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
Hey, Chuck, is that going to be extra? Because I didn't know. I think details were being held for that for your class on Friday, at least when I watched the video. So I wasn't sure if there was going to be a charge for that class or not. Yeah. Can you answer that?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a good class, guys. If you go and you can take this class, that class on Friday, this would be a great class for you to do.
Chuck is fantastic.
You're talking.
Okay, it is a paid class.
Okay, so how much is it, Chuck? Do you know, or are they setting the price?
Is that set? Yeah.
And so this would be one, you want ditch medicine, emergency medicine, that kind of thing. This is the class. This is it. So, hopefully Chuck can get us a price in here. He may not know. They're still trying to put everything together. This festival is October 28th and 29th, that last weekend in October. So, put that on your calendar and try to get there. They do allow for RVs, no camping though, no tent camping, but they do allow for RVs.
Okay, so he does not know the price yet.
Okay, so we'll figure out those details as they get in, and then we'll get that out there so that everybody knows, and you guys can get in there because, well, I would assume with the Ag Center itself, I'm not sure if seats are going to be limited or not. It depends on how many people they can get back there. So, because I know where they're going to do hog processing, rabbits, chickens. I know that for sure. Plus, you're going to have the medicine and all of that stuff. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a good weekend.
Okay, back to the community post.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That was good information. I know it seems like an exercise in narcissism, having you guys tell us what you think about us. There's a method behind my madness. I was watching a video. I'm always trying to learn how to perfect the craft of making videos. So, it's one of those things I want to become better at it. I want to provide you as the community a good product so that you find some sort of value in what we offer. Okay. And I was watching a video on how to make your channel better. And the guy suggested, he said, have people give you their impression of the channel as it is. And then there's a couple of things you can put everything into a word cloud generator, which will just show you the words that are used the most to describe it. And then you can do a word count of the words that people use, and it will help you find out what your message is and what people find attractive in your channel, so you can hone in and get rid of all the extra stuff that people may not be as interested in. And I wanted to give it a try because I wanted to see if we could up our game and provide you guys with a much better product. So that's what that's all about. So if you have not gone to the community page and done that, would you please go there and just tell us, so you just a brief impression of what you have of the channel, and that would really help us make things better for you guys. Let's see here. Chuck, is there a link or website for that? I'm a little north of there.
What we may have to do is maybe call Jason and Shelly and see, maybe we can link that to our website.
Corn Pop,
Chuck could also possibly link it to his.
Corn Pop, I will see if I cannot get that link to you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Chuck. That means a lot coming from you. Actually, all the positive things you guys, everybody said about it, really means a lot. We appreciate you guys so much because you make it worthwhile. I mean, we would probably still be doing the videos and talking about the message, because the message about building community and becoming free is so important, and it's so pertinent now that we would have to do it. And if we ever,
we don't want to forget. We don't want to forget, though, to show the tools of getting to community.
Right.
And I think that's important. So when we start focusing community, we lose a lot of people that are saying, how do we do that? And so we need to put those tools out there and just show people how we do it.
And the simple fact is eventually we're going to get sideways with YouTube. And it's bound to happen at some point, because the message of freedom scares people. It scares certain people. And I don't mean scared because they're doing it. I mean, they're scared because it throws their worldview into chaos, and it contradicts everything that they want to do to you. All right. So that's what I mean. We've got our stuff out on Rumble, and I've been talking with JR from Liberty Fellowship, and I'm going to start seeing if we can't get our homesteading content over onto their platform too. I'm gonna brand the video, so it'll basically be the same videos. It'll just be branded for Liberty Tree Fellowship versus YouTube and Rumble. Okay, so and then then if I find something I'm really passionate about that will get me in trouble on YouTube, I can always go over there and post it there and on Rumble. So that's what that's about. What should I say? Create more community.
You have to read out loud. You can't
Okay,
mumble.
you have really caused me to up my game to create more community. Your channel, Spags and Tech. You know, Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you very much. And you know what? That's the great thing about it. I would love to say that our little community and our extended community is responsible for this movement that's popping up, but that's not the case. That's seriously, there are people all across this country that are
in the same search.
They are coming to the same conclusion at the same time. And you know, we may have been some of the first ones out there talking about it really vocally, but they came up with it on their own. It was spontaneous. And you know, if we can get each one of these little communities to form and coalesce, and then we start working together, it works like a big bundle of arrows. You can break one arrow very easily. You get 5 or 6 arrows together and you can't break them. And that's what we're looking for.
Well, the nice thing is now that everybody's starting to talk about it and everybody's starting to go that same direction, the word cult is starting to die down a little bit, but it's starting to die down. So I appreciate that. But yeah, there's some weird things that happen in town, but
and I'll be honest with you. If you start looking at the best way to learn about community is doing it, and then reading up on how people interact with each other in community situations. It's a fascinating topic. The human psychology of it all is just, it blows my mind. And some of the research they've done, the whole rat community thing is just crazy in my mind. It's such a cool topic, you know. But we all, you know what? We all build community and we all start moving towards freedom together. And, you know, eventually all these problems that we've got will go away. You know, there'll be a lot of pain and heartache between now and then, but eventually it'll all go away.
Yeah. Tiger, that was a no-brainer to join up with them. And man, it's been huge. JR is actually the one that is building our website. And he's had some great insight in that and really leading us in a direction to be extremely successful. Something else, JR is going to be ghostwriting for me. And I am going to, he suggested a digital recorder. So I'm going to be getting that ordered and doing that because I forget, you know, I'll be out in the garden or I'll be in the kitchen and something comes to mind and I forget to write it down. And then when I do relax a little bit, I can't remember what or how I was going to say it. So this way I can just upload everything to him and he can put all of that into the books that all of you are asking for. So we'll have stuff on freeze drying, stuff on canning. I don't know. We may even do the transition of being forced to give up the life that we knew to be free. So,
okay, Gregory, that's funny.
What do you say?
I think you have a culture.
That could be a t-shirt.
Hey, you know what? I was just thinking the same thing. That would make a pretty funny t-shirt.
That would be awesome.
Okay, guys, if you want to go check out Liberty Fellowship, here's the link. I am not gonna lie. I'm gonna forewarn you that the some of the content may ruffle some feathers. It may not be for everybody. I think the message that they are putting out and what they're trying to do is exactly in line with what we're trying to do building our community. They're just going about it a different way. Okay.
And you know, everybody's gonna ruffle feathers. We ruffle feathers. So, you know, you
ruffle feathers. Everybody loves me.
I know. I did that video on weak women and strong women. You would have thought I was like bad person. So, but yeah, no, it's all good. So you will ruffle feathers, but sometimes you have to because we've been so conditioned and so trained into one way of thinking, and that's how they've taken control of our country. So now it's time that we ruffle feathers and we all wake up and say enough is enough. So
you know what, we're changing the rules of the game. That's what we're doing. They have set the rules. And I'm going to do a video about who they are.
Are you?
I'm going to do that video.
That'll probably get us taken off YouTube.
Well,
You'll have to
I'll
join us on Rumble.
I will probably put that one up on Rumble and Liberty Tree.
You put it on the website blog.
Yeah. Beth Emily, you're right. Those feathers. There's a suicidal tendency song that says, if I offended you, well, I'm sorry. And maybe you need to be offended. And by the way, something you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, we're a little over an hour and a half.
Dang,
which
really? Wow.
We're not like Tag and B. I can't go 3 hours. How Tag and B do it on Friday nights? You guys go over to Life Done Free at 7 p.m. Central Time. They've got their live and they do a marathon. My goodness, I don't know how they do it.
I don't either. I just in what I did today, I sat down for 15 minutes before the live and I about fell asleep in the chair. I had to get up because I wasn't gonna survive.
Anyway. Go to Freesteading on Thursday night.
Did you put Chuck Peoples? Did you drop his link in there?
Did I?
No, I don't think you did. You did Liberty Tree. Why don't you put Chuck's in there real quick before we go? And you guys go check out Chuck. I didn't really get to visit with him very much. I wish I would have had time to visit more. But for those of you that were at the SRF festival, you know why. I didn't get to visit a lot with anybody unless they came to me. So I was busy feeding people because that's what I do. Did you pause it or just turn the volume off?
Yeah. Hang on, folks. I am being technologically challenged tonight.
So we were actually laughing about that the other night because we had another guy here that's IT. It is like none of us could figure out passwords for anything, and we were like, leave it to the IT people that nobody knows what the password is. So anyway, so yeah, go check out Chuck and see what he has to offer. That also reminds me, also make sure that you go and you check out Porterhouse and Teal and make sure you give them some love and support.
I cannot keep up with all the people you're telling. I'm having.
You're okay. We can get that in there later, and they'll remember Porterhouse and Teal. Porterhouse like the steak, Teal as the color. So
okay, Chuck, I'm gonna have to post your link in the comment section because every time I do a search to find your thing on YouTube, it's always you on a conversation on somebody else's channel. The man is extremely well traveled.
So so he will travel around. So if you're doing a festival or you get your community together and you guys want, I think it was a minimum of 8 people. You guys want to get together and have some one-on-one demonstrations, then Chuck will travel to you. So
yep,
there's that.
Okay, so I promise I will put that in the comments. I'm having a hard time finding it.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, it's getting late, and obviously we're exhausted.
Yeah, I'm tired. We got a lot.
I need to go.
You did put the chickens away, right?
Oh, okay. That's what I got up to do.
No, you went at you.
No, you asked where B was, and I said it's 7:52, and then I looked outside and I saw how dark it was, so I went and put the chickens and turkeys away.
You went to smoke a cigarette.
No, so you literally made something up while I went and did a chore.
Here we go. You're right. Okay, there you go. Chuck says yes, he will, and she's getting snippy with me. I
get teased a lot, and a lot of stuff said.
You know what?
Sometimes it gets really old.
When Tag does it, it's
old then too.
It's fun, and you don't get mad.
Not fun when Tag
and you don't get mad when I do it.
I do get mad when
nasty.
Tag does it.
Okay, folks, you guys take care. And what do they need to go do?
Till next time, go live a life done free.
Go live a life done free. All right, guys. Thanks for being here.
Bye, guys.
Take care. And we are.